Hello everyone and welcome to your Valentine's Day special for 2025, Hooked by You, a Dead by Daylight dating simulator, which, yes, exists and yes, is officially made by the same company who make the Dead by Daylight game. As always, when we do our Valentine's Day specials, we play slightly unhinged games which, in different contexts, could be really, really bad. So let's give this a go. Welcome to your dream vacation. Before we get started, what should we call you? Well, my name is Ben, so we'll go with that. I think there's only 4 killers you can supposedly flirt and date with, but given that last year we played an actual adult game, I don't know how much censoring I'm going to need in this one, we'll have to see. You wake up at the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you've nearly drowned. Water falls in your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Huh, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. We've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Whoa, not now, Ocean. Sorry, may I continue? Okay then, as I was saying, you look down your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit. A stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other... questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Run, close your eyes and dig up that face. Close your eyes. This must be a nightmare, right? The mantra centers you and you're briefly able to find peace. The lapping waves go silent, and for the first time in your entire life, it feels like you're in control. When you open your eyes, you're in the exact same place, except now, that disgusting corpse face is smiling at you. Even the dead have a wondrous time on our island. I promise you will too. Don't worry, you're going to do just fine. We wouldn't want anyone else. Well, that was sure weird, that voice again. Do oceans normally talk? Your memory isn't right, but you're pretty sure that you remember learning as a child that oceans do not speak directly to people in spooky terms. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation, as you feel something soft bump into your foot. Wilson! That's definitely a Wilson volleyball, isn't it? When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Ah, the huntress, the lady with the axe, who I think was kind of like somewhat Russian, so we'll give her a Russian accent. Little help, please? No, we're not doing that. I'm going to use my normal voice. You turn around and you see what's waiting for you. Your jaw just about hits the ground. There she is, the huntress. And, oh boy, I've never played this chap. Is it the Wraith? The Spirit? I know that one, the Trapper. Very muscular, goodness me. 4 gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once. You are completely paralysed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. What you can do is look down the ball and back up this monstrous line of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. Oh boy, this game is going to be interesting. What do you do? I'm guessing our decisions here will change how they all react to us. Toss it back, kick it back, say no thanks, say nothing, do nothing. We'll kick it back. You swing your foot and awkwardly strike the volleyball, sending it bouncing across the sand towards the huntress. It doesn't make it all the way. Everyone stares at you, suddenly observing your unsportsmanlike shame. They must be wondering, have you even seen a volleyball before? That's surely what I'm wondering right now. It's not a soccer ball. What a dork! You feel so awkward that you can barely see straight. But through the haze of embarrassment, you catch Wraith looking at you from the corner of your eye. Huntress jogs the rest of the way to grab the volleyball, and they all turn and head back to the court. Alone again, you look across the beach, and these strange residents who casually bat the volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Ben. You were made for this. Oh, jeez. If the spooky ocean voice is not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's just best to go with what the trapper says when he says it. There's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who seems to always have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you'll seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract me from my total domination? I'm pretty sure his voice changes every time I do it. That was Wraith. That sigh means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why the slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least, not yet. Oh, yeah, not yet. Hey, Ben, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a time quiz and will be very important later. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one, I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Not at all. I've never thought of myself as attractive. Whoa, watch it. That's bullshit. You're beautiful, you hear me? If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Flight, because that would just be inherently fun. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all they're cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? History, easily. I always enjoyed history the most. As I do, I mean, you can see that on the channel. I play most of the historical games. Nice. It's important to know what came before so that we're not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we will anyways, but still. What is your favourite animal? My favourite animal is cat. What? Why is everyone looking at me? You think that just because I'm the typical cute goth girl, I have some specific love for all things cats? And more specifically black cats? Well, I do, but you can all go to hell anyway. What's your favourite colour? 3-day-old corpse. Blood red or blue? Probably out of those, actually blue is my favourite colour. Blue isn't good for product... No, that's the wrong accent. Blue isn't good for productivity. Makes me want to be lazy. What's your dream job? Astronaut, nightclub promoter, or not working at all. These are very specific jobs. We'll go for astronaut. It's hard to imagine being farther away from anyone than floating in space. The cold, inky vastness of nothing forever. What's your best flavour of ice cream? Horse flesh. Horse flesh. I mean, ocean sounds. My favourite flavour is pain. Same here. Mine is vanilla. Spelled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavour I ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me, I am right. Always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavour of ice cream? It is mint chip. That is genuinely my favourite flavour anyway. So obedient. I think you're going to do just fine. Anyhow, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on the whole island. I don't like losers. If you don't know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hello, I'm the Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But things I do hate, I really hate, you know. Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society, she hates it so much. Oh no, wait. I'm remembering Spirit's story now. That's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just created a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He is not nice. You'll love it. Oh my god, this is exhausting to go between these accents all the time. Only sometimes. Ugh, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Oh no, I should have done the accent, never mind. Well, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about a volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out right here. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Let's go... Who do we want to date? We'll go speak to the Spirit, why not? I hate that I interrupted your game, you should finish it. I think I might have chosen the wrong section there. Fine, we're going with the Huntress. Yay, I love to play outdoors. I also love to meet new people. I also love to bring them home to play. Oh good god. I'm sort of a big kid at heart. Obviously you are too. I like you already. I hate people who are too serious. They ruin everything. Well, they do if you don't handle them swiftly. Oh, hello. Claudette's here. And Dwight, I think. Hold on. For just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. Though they only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we heretofore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here for a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry. Anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that's starting to give me the creeps. We'll now escort the group to the venture of your choosing. However, in the future we recommend waiting for us to present you with options whenever possible, and don't just run off to do various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our jobs. The most you can do is help us get us off this Dwight. Yes, pardon me, follow us. Hey narrator. Yes, something I can help you with. These two, Claudette and Dwight, they just start mentioning about wanting to escape. Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? Them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right, that. Yes, that's true, he was. But it just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway, a couple of miles south of here. Has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter, mostly. When I agree with them, not like that other island. So what would it be? We'll go speak to the spirit. No, this is the trapper. Okay, I'm with the trapper now. I'm clearly choosing the wrong things. It'd be very helpful if they told me where I was going. Not just because he owns this boat either. Clearly, you understand the importance of appreciating the fine things in life. Unfortunately, though, this means that these uncouth heathens are now on my beautiful boat. I'll make sure to help wash it as soon as they leave. Not exactly a genial host. What he said isn't even the worst thing about his comments. It's that he made them in front of everyone else. Loudly. They're used to it at this point, though, so it's time to get the good stuff. Eating. As the guest of honor, you can choose the appetizer. Here's the menu. What do you want served? We'll go for a beef carpaccio. Raw, simple, tasty, maybe even a little bit risky. It's beef carpaccio all the way for me. And I'm sure a group with such particular taste will all surely love it. Great choice, it's my favorite. Sometimes it's too cold to start a fire, so you eat what you can how you can. Gross. Not just meat, but raw meat? We'd be wearing a fur coat through the meal too. No, it is far too warm for that, but there may be some fun little slippers. The survivors arrive with trays of food as everyone stands around and makes conversation. Enjoy. Please, for our sake. They catch Trapper glaring at them, daring for them to speak directly to you, but Dwight pushes on anyway. Can we get you anything else? Thank them. I'm all set, but thanks for the great service. Wow, no one ever thanks us for everything. Thank you. Oh, thank you kindly for never speaking out loud to my guests without being spoken to first. No scram. Now that hope is gone, the killers... killers is a bit harsh. They haven't killed anyone today. Should we call them the suitors or something? I don't know, that lacks a bit of punch. I'm sticking with killers. The killers have begun to hover around you. They each seem to be waiting for a moment alone with you. Except Wraith. He seems to be standing in the corner of the room, definitely avoiding any engagement with you at all costs. Who will you allow to steal you away for a quick second? We'll go with the spirit. You're in between Huntress and Trapper and catch Spirit's eye. She's glowering at you. Once she has seen you, she locks on and floats over without looking away once. Tell me the truth, and I'll know if you're lying. You only chose this yacht so you could get a better look at it. Oh, good grief, that's scary. Because you're already planning how to sabotage it. Right? Right. Trust me, just go with it. Of course you are. These big dumb-boats are so obscene. They're nothing but floating tributes to the wasteful megalomania of the uber-wealthy. This pleasure barge belongs on the bottom of the ocean. But not before the obnoxious elites, who believe this kind of lifestyle is righteous, are chained up inside of it. Excellent idea to punish them for their excesses. We'll watch as their screams bubble up from the watery grave. Congrats on getting the full spirit experience so quickly. Or condolences, either or. Everyone, put down your appetizers. I'm bored, and on my yacht, that's unacceptable. Declan. Yes, sir? Prepare a libation, something that would impress our new guests. By the look of them, shouldn't take much. Carla, make sure we got both boozy and non-alcoholic versions. Nobody has to drink if they don't want to. I'm a killer, not an asshole. Declan, Carla? I thought their names were Dwight and Claudette. Who the hell are Dwight and Claudette? Hey, Daryl, Christina. You know these two? Maybe they work on that other island. You bet. Ready your mouth hole. I'm sorry, what? Wow, this guy really knows how to sell a drink. While undoubtedly crass, he does have a point. A minigame is incoming, and the success or failure of your quest may not depend on the readiness of your mouth hole. Minigames consist of two parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction, and on the bottom, the target you're going to be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while on the target to win. Fail to land on the target and you will lose. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. Ready to play? Yeah. Here we go. The party never stops. Shots, shots, shots. Perfect. This is a little bit like the generator thing you have to do in Dead by Daylight. Not that I played it for a couple of years now. Perfect. I think it's getting quicker and quicker as well. Perfect. Not perfect, but doable. Oh, that was just about doable. This whole amnesiac thing is already a lot to take in without pouring a bunch of drinks on top of it, so it's not unexpected that you didn't perform perfectly. Lucky for you, my desire for perfection is only matched by my enjoyment in watching losers fare publicly. But don't expect luck to get you through this forever. Overwhelmed by the afternoon's activity, you feel yourself spinning out of control. Was it the drinks, the pressure to perform, the rocking of the ship? Smartly, you pound a pitcher of water before everyone goes dark around you. And it turns out a quick nap was just what you needed. When you come to, Dwight and Claudette are somehow already back on shore, waving at the boat. I'm pretty sure that means it's time to head back and leave this yacht behind. What a shame too. Trapper planned to serve live monkey brains as an entree. Probably for the best. Seems like the next mealtime is the next activity. Goodness me, I can't talk. How quaint. We're expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like this? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find someone to picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat. There's a very limited seating directly around you. And great, terrific, it seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh, Trickster, you're a new person. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprise. Yeah, well, they don't call him Expectedster. I'm sorry, I get nervous around crowds of killers. And my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you're looking real good, Ben. Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big, so they can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on the screen at the same time. You'll probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every area you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't tell us actually what you were serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. It's KFC. My favourite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts, and you need to murder someone to eat its meat, so it is technically true. Technically true is the best kind true. Okay, enough epping. Let's eat. Hey, you know what I'm thinking? It's going to be a personal that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. When you look at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving on this delectable meal. Well, he's delightful at change, because I am with my blood axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anyone in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all completely different from historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. First, powerful and clean. At least it's clean with the meat it's cooked, no blood. Ugh, you two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough, grow up. Obviously my gorgeous katana is the only option. Ovs. The hell it is. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop, please, I hate when we fight, or talk, or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it, I have the skull of Arazov. Great, instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey, Ben, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix, dinner. Otherwise this will go on for hours, no hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. It doesn't matter which one does it, when they're done, they'll take even longer cleaning their weapon, or explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea, we'd hate for it to get cold. He hated it when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Okay, that's fine. We've done this before. We can do this again. Ready. Let's see how good we are at this. Slice. Perfect. Not bad. We're doing okay at the moment, but it's going to get quicker and quicker. Not bad. Not bad. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoveling food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell, I mean... Come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery make comes easy? Claudette and Dwight are the only ones who've been working their arse off to make this night perfect. Or at least they're lifting their mask. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just try to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Ben. Number two is... no number two. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in spectral form. Do you see how deep this cutting on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behaviour of this group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is that they're staring at you. You're not eating, and they don't like that. I think they want an explanation why, so what do you tell them? Look at the seagull! That's incredible. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lame dialect. Yeah, she's right, Ben. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you all show up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal. And you'll be stumbling in the sun. But the seagull... Uh-oh, he just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten. So you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer is, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean. Not sure how I feel about the characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something much worse. For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Answer that and you'll know the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious. I've got to give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. One more piece of advice. You've made some choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in the best interest to make some choices that I like. You wake up to find holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Oh good, you're okay. Sometimes when I try and care for people, they have a way of ending up less alive than when I started. Which would be a total bummer if that happened to you. It's been so long since I had a normal, happy, healthy living person around. Usually I'm just falling into the same old routine of smashing everyone's head open with a hatchet before I really get to know who they are as a person. But you're not nearly as scared or too busy writhing in pain for me to see me for me. You feel nerves in her arms, not just because they may be crushing you a little bit, but because she's beautiful. Yes, beautiful. I was just going to narrate that fact, just, say it out loud as a single word like some creep. Beautiful mask. Your body mask is quite gorgeous. Nice recovery. But now that you're awake and talking, you ought to keep this up. Did you make it yourself? You're the first person to ever ask me that. Yes, I did. You seem so quirky and cool. You could do anything. Own an Etsy store, be a doctor. Why is it that you kill people? Huntress sighs. You can practically see the memories flicking across her eyes. But she hasn't tried to kill you yet. That's a good sign. What I was ever taught to do as a young girl, so I thought it was light. Even through the mask, you can see that Huntress is blushing a bit. It seems like your line of questioning has made her a little nervous. Here, you didn't eat much at dinner. Want a snack? She offers you some jerky. Probably human jerky, but her spice game is on point, because it smells pretty damn good. Sure. When on Murderous Island, you might as well eat as the killers do. Plus, you really are hungry, and you can chow down on jerky centrally, right? I'd love some. After a moment of quiet chewing on what you choose to believe is not human thigh meat, you decide to be bold and ask another question. Have you ever been in a relationship before? Dang, you're really going out there. You do not play around. Huntress takes a moment to think deeply before answering. I must say, it's quite amusing to see this hulking bombshell get all twisted up with these personal questions. Kudos to you. There was this one deal that looked to me quite provocatively in a clearing once. But that doesn't count, does it? You hear the faintest giggles bubble out from behind Huntress's mask. You're so cute, Huntress. No, it doesn't count. Whoa, what's this? You found something in the sand. Huntress reaches down to pick it up. It's a hair clip, probably left by some little girl who was playing on the beach long ago, who is definitely still alive and not dead. Huntress closes the bag of jerky with the hair clip. Seems she's a little mixed up on how this particular item works. Should you go with the flow, or show off some of your knowledge of advanced humaning? Go with the flow. Huntress is admittedly a little scary. Might be best not to correct her at this moment. What if she gets upset? She could probably kill you with nothing more than this very little clip, itself wielded as a blade in her nimble fingers. But honestly, would she even leave the clip? Suddenly her bare hands are enough to get the job done. You take a gulp, thinking about how fragile your puny little neck is. Also, between the fainting human jerky and the probably dead girl's hair clip, you feel ready to get back to the group and have a lie down. Good thinking. Wouldn't want that jerky to dry out. I hate to break this to you, but never mind. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you and quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find out that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not a part of the evening activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go! Interesting. Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. We only have time for one person to share their special new spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time is my favourite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share. How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll just merely chop your hair clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realise this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there, though, before. Even though it's taking some pressure off me, which is an absolute dream come true, is it really fair to pick on a newbie? Seriously, has everything ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick, and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. First immerse back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still get started on our story time, so... Ben, who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, that's a name. Please pick someone quickly so this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. We'll go with the spirit again. This entire experience has been carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will we? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit half and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She is great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me, and I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone else is going to chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down and... Huntress' eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You know, the Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hotter, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. How could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box. Strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Or was it delivered, built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just happen? A mystery, as if it were conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you can feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Help me, someone cried inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now it was as if every detective in the city was there, looking at this strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up here and I'm so scared, please help me, cried the man as if he were pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hotter comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic, and in need of help. But Detective Hotter was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. Please don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Hotter. You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest of passageways, Detective Hotter watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. Promise that I'm not alone? Yes, she promised, I do. A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection that she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends. not any of the other hostages that she'd worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hotter, for she knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up the narrow slit in the horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. And pressing her palms against the cold outside the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hotter leaned forward and placed her own lips up on the opening, letting her breath creep into this strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on the man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matching beat for beat in this soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, strongly thrusting himself between Detective Potter and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hotter gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart. Or perhaps that's just how Detective Hotter had to think of him in the moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. The spirit stares into the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire up in the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, who initiated this harrowing tale, so sad and creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a light-hearted romp. Please, I said do something. Say nothing and hug her. Let's try that. You stand there without saying anything, approach Spirit, reaching your arms around for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward movement and you nearly fall into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You meanwhile realise everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that moment, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts all of 7 seconds because Trichter shows up and he's blowing his latest song. "Hey baby, you're looking lonely. Mind if I join you?" He doesn't wait for an answer. "I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from big fish like me. Something special in charge of this island I don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby." Heh, Trickster. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. "You know, I was watching you when I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. The fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Oh boy, am I going to need any censoring here? Dipping in hot tubs with the Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk." You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump in the ocean into the pool, I'm pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. I just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it's not about me in any way, shape or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any otherly, that's hard to say. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped in what might say a puzzling place. Also, a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips are blue, your lips are blue. Really? You call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or, well, maybe it's coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords there is? A lot. You got to figure that with many, many sharp edges. A person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing it about, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep when I was a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Sure. I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story clearly came from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Now you've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything because you trust me, I do know everything. Don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from the puzzle box, if you believe that she is the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you follow this conundrum to say will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel, ready to dry you off. Sorry kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd come out of the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs the towel from Dwight and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story, about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life, or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive, their now familiar creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologise for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps the music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you want to rob of their beauty sleep. Okay, one more minigame. Let's go. As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. Let's see what's on this station. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? We're going all in on the Spirit. Are you around? I'm wondering if I can get a little company. Spirit tells you the secret to falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils and steam my pores. What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. A comb? Carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back though, and if you lose it, well, you'll get your revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except Maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling, maybe you're paralysed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be spooky, but now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head. This one is still undeniably odd. Had a good time on the private yacht today, huh? A comforting, rocking sensation? That was all me. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You wake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper sitting beside you, sketching a portrait. Ah, you're awake. I saw you with a spirit rat before bedtime. You should know that they're not what they seem. Not like me, who was obviously completely honest and trustworthy. I was out checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my... actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. Since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1. I do not take rejection well. 2. The first thing is very important to remember. Will you join me? Trapper doesn't answer. And on that bombshell, we will leave things there. This here is Hooked by You, the Dead by Daylight dating simulator. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Goodness me, those voices were exhausting from Trapper and Huntress. I need to make sure not to do that again in future. And I don't know what to think of it. It's really weird because it's obviously based off a game about serial killers. But I know people have weird attractions to people who are serial killers like Ted Bundy, D.B. Cooper, etc. But what do I know of these things? Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.